What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Want to get out in this sunshine today. Talk to y'all in the sunshine. But I want to talk to y'all about um, confidence and how to get your confidence back when you lose your confidence. And I don't care who you are, how big you are, how much success that you had. At some point, you have moments where you start to doubt yourself a little bit and maybe lose a little confidence. And the reasons behind that are usually because of going into little slumps and bad streaks that you hit in your life. You know, like a baseball player. You know, he's a 300 batter, but his last 18 at bats, he might have been 1 for 18. So he kind of in a slump. And when you go through a slump in life, it makes you doubt a little bit. Doubt starts creeping in a little bit, and you start to wonder, man, am I losing it? Do I still got it? And all that. So when you lose your confidence, what you have to first do is you have to flash back and realize, think about all the great stuff that you've done up until that point, and realize, hey man, you are great. You already proven how great you are. So it's really an illusion. You're just going through a little bad streak. You know, things like that happen for whatever reason, man. You may be tired, you know, maybe overworked. You got to calm yourself down and take a little break, step away for a little while. You may just be having just a janky little streak that's going on. You know, everything is cause and effect. But there's no situation where you should lose your confidence permanently. You may have a little dip, a little doubt here and there, but the best way to get your confidence back is to go back into time, like I said, and think about all the great stuff that you have done, because you've done some great things, man. You're like, man, I rushed for 2,000 yards one season. You know, things of that nature, man. I've put together a great body of work, so there's no need for you to lose your confidence and feel like, you know, I ain't got it no more. So that's the first thing that'll happen. You know, people will start saying you lost it, or, you know, and now don't get me wrong. Now in sports, you know, that's only applicable if you old. You know, you may be past your prime, but I'm talking about being in your prime, having no reason to feel like you may have fell off or lost it. You got to realize, hey man, I've done this before. I've been great at it. And you got to also think about the people that love what you do. See, the way to know that you had it in the first place is to hear that from the people. Hear that from people around you. See, a lot of times we don't always tell ourselves that we great in the beginning. Even some people are born just with that confidence, just feeling like, yeah, man, I'm just great. I'm great. I'm great. You know, some people are born with that, but a lot of times that validation comes from other people. It comes from people saying, man, that boy good. Oh man, that young lady, man, she's great. She's smart, or whatever it is that you do, and the people let you know who you are. They instill that confidence in you, and they let you know how great you are, and you start to build on that, you know. And I ain't talking about people gassing you up. I'm not talking about people sugarcoating and lying to you. You know, some parents, they act like they son or daughter is just everything. It's like, y'all come listen to my baby. My baby can sing. Now your baby really can't sing, ma'am. You know, you just think that your baby's flawless because that's your baby, but trust me, your baby needs to go into a different field. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who really and truly got it. You know, you stood in front of big audiences and just killed it. You've got on the field and just killed it and did your thing, you know, however it went down for you. And that's your validation. So when you go through your little stretches, your little slumps where it's seeming like, you know, you're struggling a little bit, always lean on your history. And your history over the long haul, that tells you who you really are. It's not determinable who you are in a moment. So in that small moment where you're kind of going through a tough patch, that's not the real you. See, just like you may have somebody who may not be just over the top great at something, but they'll have a streak where they really good. That may not necessarily be the norm. It may be the exception as opposed to the rule. So lean on your history and hey man, I done did this before. But the biggest enemy of confidence is self-doubt. You know, they're total opposites. You got confidence on this side and you got self-doubt on the other side. They're polar opposites. And the self-doubt comes in to attack and kill the confidence because all it takes is just a little bit of not believing in yourself and not feeling like um, you still got it, or you the person that you once was. It just takes a little bit of that to just knock you off if you allow that to overtake you. So when that doubt kicks in, you immediately got to snuff that out and be like, nah, man, that ain't me, and just work harder at what you do, and never doubt your greatness, man. You know, even in a loss, you take a loss. Okay, that's just one loss. Everybody takes a loss at some point. Everybody loses in some form or fashion. But the enemy of confidence being self-doubt, it works the opposite way too, because what kills that self-doubt is the reinforcement of your confidence. So now I'm gonna snuff that out. I'm gonna knock that out. I'm gonna eliminate that. So people, so I'll know first, and then I'll make people know. Because one thing about it, you know, you have to believe and know how great you are first. You know, they talk about self-respect. Like, man, can't nobody respect you till you respect yourself. Well, yeah, it's the same with that confidence. Nobody can believe in you until you believe in yourself. And I ain't really up here trying to just come off with all these motivational speaker type, cliche type terms, but the principle is what the principle is, you know. So sometimes folks can have more faith and belief in you than you got in yourself. People telling you how cold you are. People telling you how great you are because they've seen it, but you hit the, I don't know, man. I think I'm losing it, man. Your boy ain't got it like I used to have it. And you saying that. Or even if somebody comes along and they say it, you make the mistake of believing it. So you get caught up in somebody else's conversation and somebody else's negative words centered around you, and you start to bathe in that and let that become, man, maybe I have, maybe I'm not the same, maybe I have. Nah, only if you believe it. But getting your confidence back, man, number one comes with understanding you should never lose it in the first place when you know you're great. But number two, continuing to work on whatever your talent is. You know, because one thing about it, man, work ethic works itself out, works the problems out. It really does. You know, if you stop training, if you stop practicing, if you stop pushing and working on your craft and trying to perfect yourself, then you will fall off. You will prove the naysayers right, including the naysayer that's inside of yourself. But if you keep working through the problem, tweaking this and that, fixing the problems that you may have had, then the problems, you work the problems out. It ain't gonna do it by itself though. So always remember that, man. Confidence is the key to life, man. You got a lot of people who was less talented, but they had this unshakable belief in themselves, and that got them over. That got them through. That put them on top. That put them in positions to be successful, or made them successful because they just had this belief, you know. And they wasn't the most talented. They wasn't the most gifted, but they carried themselves and worked like a dog to put themselves in position. So that's what it is, man. The work works itself out. Stay confident. Keep believing in yourself, man. And if you don't believe in yourself to begin with, because somebody will say, well, man, what if I never had the confidence? Then the bottom line is, again, look at your history. Find out what it is you're good at. Think about anything that anybody ever told you you was good at. You know, when they didn't have to tell you that. And stop whining. You know, stop whining and complaining about it. And go get your greatness, man. Go get your greatness, bro. Or sis. All right, man. This your big brother K-Rino. catch y'all later on. Peace.